boy, baby girl, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. We are doing it together. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. It is December 15th, Wednesday, December 15th, 2021. We're almost there, baby. We're almost there. Sip, sip to you guys halfway through this week. So many things are going down, so many things are going up, but we just keep moving along, you and I together, doing it. Thank you for all the love and support for the long-time viewers and listeners. Thank you. If you're a newbie, hit those like buttons, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, search Rob Sadri on YouTubes so you get the full-length video. And if you want to give a little bit of that fiscal action, go and head on down to Patreon. Let's get into it, baby. What do I want to talk to you guys about today? What do I want to talk to you guys about? You know, a lot of things, but I think today's going to be a little bit of a deep dive. You know, a little bit of a deep dive inside of our emotions, our overall state of being, where we're at, where I'm at, where you guys are at, where we're all at, and you know, just try to make sense of it together. You know, it's been a trying time, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the past several, almost a week now. It's been, since last Friday for me anyway. For those of you who are in the know, you know what I'm talking about. Your boy had a little bit of a accident, but everything's all right. Everything's moving forward. I was supposed to actually go and pick up the vehicle this morning at around 10 a.m. Got a call from my mechanic. They said, it's raining outside. You still got to wait for that paint to dry because we don't want it to just run off, dripping and dropping all over the place when it's raining. So come on down at 3. I'm like, you know what? All right, no problem. We'll just have to, adjust our schedule a little bit. So that's why I'm doing this right now. I was planning on coming in a little bit later during the day, but whatever it is, what it is. You got to remember to stay flexible and versatile, baby. That's the name of the game. Flexibility and being versatile in life, whatever life throws at you. But I had a lot of time to, I had a lot of time to think to myself. I've been writing, got a lot of writing done. But that's the thing, I don't look at the writing or any other work as, oh, this is the best writing, or this is the funniest thing. As a matter of fact, there was actually nothing funny in my writing over the past few days. It was kind of hard for me to, it wasn't necessarily hard for me to think of the funnies. It was just one of those moments where you're reevaluating yourself as the new year is around the corner. You want to go into the new year with a whole brand new perspective, with a whole brand new outlook, with more hope, with more, with more clear-cut goals of what you want to achieve, what you don't want to necessarily repeat. So I've just been jotting down notes, writing to myself, crying a little bit, not gonna lie to you guys, crying a little bit, but that's all right. So I just, I had to sit down and think, why am I getting emotional? Why am I finding myself crying? And at the end of the day, it's all right. You shed a few tears, but they're all life lessons. They're all life lessons, man. It's what did I need to pay attention to? I was just like, it wasn't tears of anger. It wasn't tears of anxiety. There weren't tears of discomfort or anything like that. So I'm trying to get to the bottom. I'm like, why is this little tiny mishap making me react in a particular manner? Whether I'm getting emotional, whether I'm shedding a few tears, whether I'm getting all up on my feelings, whatever it is. Try to remove myself from the situation, look at it objectively. And one thing, I did a lot of reading, did a little bit of reading as well. Trying to go down and figure out what it is. And I think I've come up with maybe it's one of the reasons why I got in my feelings over the past few days, and it came down hard on myself, because at the end of the day, there is nobody out there who's responsible for you, or you are your own caregiver, care supplier. You're that, you're that self, you're that do-it-yourself care bear. A lot of people, we should be for the most part, not to say that we're not connected, not to say that we're not a community, not to say that we're not dependent on each other, but overall, everybody, I do believe, to a large extent, in personal responsibility. And that's what it is, man. So why was I getting emotional? Why was I reacting the way I was reacting to something that, and again, big picture, not a big deal, but I realized I'm getting emotional. I'm maybe shedding a few tears because Because of life, because life's important to me, because my life's important to me as much as you guys' lives are important to you. Whatever you're planning, whatever you're dreaming, whatever goals you set up for yourself to accomplish, for the most part, I would assume, I feel this way anyway, maybe I'm just speaking for mine, but I'm pretty sure this, this probably, yeah, a lot of people probably feel the same way. Whatever it is that you're chasing, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, it means a lot to you. That's why I got up on my feelings and just grappling with those emotions, just, tear after tear. Just, at one point, I literally had my head between my hands, between the palm of my hands, just like grabbing my head and just like trying to make sense of it all. And, I'm the type that believes, and I caught myself at a few crossroads. I caught myself feeling contradictory feelings or emotions or thoughts, maybe, because part of me believes in everything happens for a reason. Part of me believes in there are no accidents. Part of me believes in everything's meant to be the way it's meant to be, and it's only time that reveals why you've gone through certain things, and it only makes sense in hindsight. In the moment, you're like, oh, worst thing or the best thing. And then down the line, 5 years, a few months, maybe even a week or two goes by, you're like, oh, it's not the worst thing, or no, maybe it's not the best thing, whatever it is. But what I'm trying to say is that I guess it was kind of a wake-up call for me. It was another wake-up call, and maybe I needed that. Maybe I needed that extra kick in the derriere, you know what I mean? And not that I'm the type that's always, I'm not the type I write a lot, I think a lot, I try to plan as much as I can, but there is a lot of, it's organized chaos up here and in here. Like a lot of you guys, we have certain things that we like to do and we do them, and then there's, other things that happen in the background that we need to pay attention to. And it was a wake-up call for me to realize that, I have so much to be thankful for, and the reason that I spent the last few days, maybe, periods, not all of it, but moments of the last few days, maybe shedding a few tears, was just because I appreciate life, and it's, I hold myself up to high standards, and that's fine. It was just another wake-up call, or maybe not even a wake-up call, maybe I needed a reminder. Maybe I needed something to, go out of the norm, something to, just disrupt the routine, because it's easy to, find a quote-unquote routine, whatever it may be, big or small, and it's easy to, find those comfort zones, find those moments where you're like, okay, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling like I'm in charge. But like at the end of the day, we are and we aren't. That's what I realized. And what I wanted to do was just kind of reiterate to myself that I need to work harder, whatever that means. And I know that within my heart of hearts, within my head, within my being, I know what that means, what that entails. So it's fine. It's completely fine. I'm very thankful for everything that I've got. I'm thankful for so many things, whether it's my physical health, whether it's my mental health, whether it's I'm not a materialist type of person, but I am happy for the things that I do have at my disposal that I could use to my advantage. And at the end of the day, I like to be able to, because I do have a lot of goals that I like to accomplish, because I do have a lot of high expectations of myself, because I'd like to see myself do things to push myself out of the quote-unquote comfort zone. Not that I've ever been in a comfort zone or of any sort. I'm always trying to challenge myself, do other things that make me learn and grow. But it was one of those reminders that if you want this, there is whatever it is that you want, right? Whatever it is that you want, that's not going to ever be handed to you. It's not going to ever be there. Whatever you're into, even if 1% of the population's into it or wants it as bad as you, that means 8 billion people. We're looking at roughly, 80 million people that are also into whatever it is that you're into, or probably chasing the same dreams as you are. Now, it doesn't mean that we're competing or anything, but that means there are other people out there working diligently every day, whatever it is that they're doing. And everybody's got, and when the pandy hit, we were having discussions of what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to find a little bit of that work-life balance, and I'm all, I'm the type that really does believe in an overall balance, but at the same time, sometimes you gotta get imbalanced. You gotta get imbalanced. Sometimes you gotta work extra hard. Sometimes you gotta, and that's what I've done, man. And I'll keep on doing that. I'm just gonna ramp it up. I'm gonna keep pushing myself, and it's fine. It's completely fine to cry. It's completely fine to let out emotions. It only means something's important to you. It only means that you care. As through the readings that I've been doing, through the writings that I've been doing, these are the conclusions that I've made, and they're not concrete. They're not set in stone. Maybe they work for me. Maybe you can extrapolate a little bit of it and apply it to your own lives. I'm not trying to, who am I, dude? I'm 32 years old, trying to still, learn and grow and make sense of this, my personal life and a societal life of what it means that, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean that we're all here? Find meaning in a way, and try to do that through a lens of now moving forward, comedy, humor. But it was a wake-up call, and I'm 100% up for the challenge, whatever it is. If it's, I've never been shy of running head on to challenges, running and facing those difficult times, whatever it is. And I know a lot of you guys are out there doing the same thing. A lot of you gals out there are doing the same thing each and every day, whatever it is. And everybody's got different challenges. Everybody's got different upheavals. Everybody's got different hills and battles to, go and face. But at the end of the day, until you got that, until your body's, until that last breath, until, that's what it is, man. Until you got no more blood pumping through your veins, until that moment comes, you got to just keep going, baby. You got to keep going. That's what it is. And I got emotional, and I got in my feelings, questioning a lot of things. But at the same time, despite the fact that I'm questioning a lot of things, one thing remained the same, is that it actually made it more concrete. It made it more real for me, because it was an indication. I'm like, okay, if you didn't care, why would you shed a couple of, because if it's not the monetary aspect that gets to you, it's the little minor setbacks in your overall life journey. Because I do my day work, I do my day job to supplement this and my creative ventures, whatever they may be, whether it's coming on here talking to you guys, making a little podcast for the fam, for the crew, or trying to do a little bit of research, find something creative that I want to maybe put on a canvas, writing. These are the things that get me going. But in order to do all these things, I need to be able to, supplement that by doing other work for the time being, and that's completely fine. And this was perhaps a reminder that I need to amp it up. There is no amping it down. The dial only goes one way, and we just turn it up, baby. That's what it is. It's Wednesday, feeling good, feeling much better. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming and checking out this show wherever you are in and around this world. I hope you guys are having a beautiful start to the holiday season. We're halfway through December, baby. 2021's out the door almost, baby. So what I wanted to remind myself of was to never give up, no matter what. My ultimate goal is to, in this particular year coming up, once things open up, get on stage, start going over a routine that I'm going to prepare for a live show, whether it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, anywhere. In the meantime, I'm going to do everything in my power to be able to supplement myself financially, and that's just life. I know sometimes, to some it may be I'm just stating the obvious. Maybe somebody's already got it locked and loaded, and you're already out there doing it. That's fantastic, and I appreciate that. And I love people who are just go-getters, who just grab life by the fucking balls and just go for it, whatever it is. Whether you're in martial arts, whether you're pursuing academics, whether you're a chef, whether you're an electrician, whether you're a music, whatever it is that you're into, you found that one thing and you're just going for it. Well, your boy's out here trying as well, and I hope to be able to one day look back and be like, you know what, all these little teeny tiny baby steps we're not in vain. We're not in just, you know, because it's easy to lose sight when we start to, you know, compare our current work with what we might have in our head as a notion of quote unquote success or accomplishment. But in my mind, I think showing up, I think doing the work, whatever it is, that's part of success. That's part of the accomplishment. And sometimes it doesn't equate to dollars or digits. Sometimes it just literally means you practicing, you doing things, whatever it is that you're doing, and getting better at it. And then down the line, you're like, man, 2-3 years now, I got my, I got my purple belt, I got my brown belt and the jiu-jitsus, I got my, I'm a master mason now. I can, I'm a master bricklayer, I'm whatever it, I'm cleaning gums like they've never been cleaned out before. I'm doing that dentistry, you know what I'm talking about? Whatever it is that you're into, I'm kicking those soccer balls, I'm dunking on motherfuckers all day, every day. I'm shooting threes in my backyard every day. Whatever it is that you're dreaming about, whatever it is that you want to do, it's just how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Because like I said, there's literally whatever you're into, there's approximately 80 million other people that are into it as much as you, maybe some even more, maybe some even less. So what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? Are you gonna, on those days that you might not feel 100% tipped up, are you still gonna get up and do it? Those days that hand you those curveballs, are you still gonna come in and do it? Fuck yeah, of course we're gonna come in and do it. That's what life is all about, baby. You just go full force, guns blazing, take no hostages, baby. That's what it is. That's what it is. And today, I don't know, probably today's episode's not gonna have the funniest tone to it, and so be it. That's fine, because we look at the repertoire, we look at the overall, or at least I try to do that, the overall body of work. And I think overall, looking back from where I started doing these podcasts, these little moments of sharing stories with you guys, I started with in the car, a few minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, eventually evolved to what you guys see. Again, if you've been a long time viewer and listener, thank you. But if you're a newbie, it's interesting that for whatever reason, now looking back at it, I wasn't able to capitalize on them. Whether it was maybe in sports or something else, I wasn't able to capitalize on it, and I hold myself accountable for that. But I'm not going to determine, or I'm not going to let myself, predetermine a life that I know I can go way beyond, that I can achieve way more out of. And again, it's not the monetary aspect, it's not the paychecks or the glitz in this. It's just a matter of you deciding what you want to do, you being a master of your life, you being a master of your destiny. And whatever it is that you believe in, man, I try to adjust my mentality on a daily, try to, learn and grow. But all in all, I'm thankful, I'm appreciative. It was a wake-up call, and it was perhaps it was necessary. That's what it is. Perhaps it was necessary. And if it means we need to work harder, fuck it, baby. We're going to work harder. We're going to have fun doing it, too. We're going to have fun doing it. Not going to lie to you guys, because your boy's all about the fun. You know what it is. But just want to share that with you guys. Thank you for listening, man. There's so many things going on in and around this world right now. And I'm thankful to be a part of it. I'm thankful to be a part of this puzzle, whatever it is that we're trying to formulate together. It's a beautiful picture. Grand scheme, beautiful picture. One of the best. The best. Oh, man. Oh, boy, oh, boy. One thing that came, let's move aside. Let's move away from this a little bit. And I guess it's somewhat related to, life in a sense. It came to my attention, and I read an article. Been hearing other people talk about it very briefly, but I wonder what everybody else thinks about it as well. There is now a company in Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken, that's creating suicide pods. Fancy little suicide pods, dude. You can climb into these beds. It's nice. It's shiny. It looks like a car. Kind of looks like a Kind of looks like a car, dude. Looks like a car. Looks like a nice brand new car. It was interesting because I remember talking or writing about this subject a while ago, a long time ago, regarding, I guess, assisted suicide, dude. Are you guys down for assisted suicide? Are you up for it? What are your thoughts? What do you guys think? Is this something that should be available to the publics? It's interesting. It's interesting because my younger self, when I was, in university, when I thought about it, I didn't think it was such a great idea. Because in Canada, we have assisted suicide. We can, if you're, I don't know the details of it, but if you're of, if you reach a certain age and you're sick and you want to get, and you're just tired of life for whatever reason, you can probably get assisted suicide and go out with what they call with dignity. Have some dignity. To me, it was just like, for me, life's so precious. I value it and I cherish it to the highest degree. It's a gift. If you're alive and kicking in whatever shape or form that you're alive and kicking in, I think you should cherish it. My fears of this, not, because that's the thing. If my fears were that, sometimes, sure, do I get it that if somebody's older, maybe somebody's like, pushing late 90s, maybe they've got all the illnesses, maybe they're on a ton of medication, maybe they're in pain, maybe they've just had enough, maybe they should have the opportunity to go out as smoothly as possible. My fear was, and it still is, if we start creating these facilities, if we start creating these services, my fear is that other people who are not anywhere near the realm of getting onto the stage of the, entering the stage of, I guess, the afterlife, maybe they're not so ready. Maybe they see that as an alternative way too early, and, maybe they wouldn't consider other options, whatever options it may be. For me, it was just like, man, if you want to do that, do it yourself. It's that, do it yourself. Go to, take a trip. Take that one last trip to Japan. Go into a forest, grab a damn sword, learn a new culture or a portion of a culture on your way out, do something. Or, you could do it all the way. You could do a classic, classic rope. Use a rope. Or what happened to drug overdoses, all these things. I don't know. I'm not saying, obviously, I want everybody to be happy and healthy. But it was, it just makes me think, because modern medicine is modern and very new. You don't want people all willy-nilly just walking in their mid-20s or mid-30s or mid-40s or whatever it is, man. You're a youngin' out there. You've maybe faced some hardships and you're like, man, I'm just not there. What? I'm worried about that day that it becomes a business, that it becomes like, all of a sudden, maybe you can't even, like, maybe it'll be standardized and, maybe it'd be done correctly in a few places, but once the technology is available, now all of a sudden maybe other spots in the world that are not, so they don't have the standards, they don't really care about the rules, like we have that, right? Medical traveling or medical tourism, you get up and go to a destination for a nose job. They're known for their nose jobs. You go somewhere to get your elbow done, dude. Everybody wants that shiny brand new elbow. You go down to wherever it is. You want a Brazilian butt lift, you go down to Brazil, get a Brazilian butt lift. You want lids done. Some places in Asia may offer that. But all of a sudden you'll notice maybe this will become a thing, and I read the model can be printed 3D. So it's just like in a few years, in a decade, and that's the thing, I always look to the future and want to nip certain things in the bud if we can. If it's a potential problem, if it's not, if we're all gooch with it, if it's all, done correct. But that's the thing, people are susceptible to all sorts of corruption and, doing shady things. So you don't want somebody getting a hold of this technology and then all of a sudden you'll notice, large populations to varying degrees and different ages showing up and just committing suicides, dude. that is a dangerous path. But I do also see it now that I've aged a little bit myself. I do see the benefits of it too. Again, if somebody's, you're ripe, you're old, you're done, baby. You're done. You're tired of it. You're, again, dealing with illnesses that are not reversible for whatever reason, and you see it fit for you to go out that way. Bueno. But I just don't want this, and I've never wanted this, and it probably isn't like this right now. But I do, where do we tackle it? How do we approach it so that it doesn't get there? So that just everybody or whoever is just having a little bit of a difficult time goes sees a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Next thing you know, we've tried the pills, we've tried the meditation, we've tried the groups and the support and everything, but this fella or this lady, you know what? For the right price, you can set your mind at ease. And it's supposed to be painless. It's supposed to be, I don't know, man. Call me old school. And certain things, call me old school. I wanna at one point, but that's the thing. Why do we? It's so funny to see these things. People think outside the box for getting rid of people, but never do we have people thinking outside the box for people who are. Why don't we? It's so easy to make a nice shiny little box that'll take you out, but we don't consider making 3D printed houses or alternative housing for people who have whatever it is that they're dealing with. Because that's the thing, man. A lot of problems can be dealt with if everybody had a safe space to go to, if everybody had a roof over their head, if everybody had and again, I'm not the type that believes in handouts or freebies. I do believe in a give and take, but that's where we are right now. We don't it's I want us to think for people who have ultimate access to resources. I don't think that'll be an option for them. I don't think that'll even be a consideration. Because you'll have people who have money and resources who'll go get 10 different liver transplants or kidney transplants or heart transplants, or you need a new limb, get yourself a new limb. You need a new leg, you get a new leg. They're even. It just depends on what you have access to and what you're being offered. And it's just funny to me to see that being developed so quickly, yet at the same time, so many of our old and remaining problems are just brushed under the rug, not dealt with. And one of the biggest ones talked about it so many different times, and I don't know what it's going to take for us to actually come up with a solution. And I don't have the answers, but what are we doing with these unaffordable housing markets all around the world? Canada are about to burst. It's popping out here, baby. For a sliver of land, you're looking at millions of dollars for a little, or I don't know what the answer is, but that's the thing. If you provide alternative ways of assisted living, maybe that assisted suicide could also be up there, but it would be one of the last major resources that anybody could reach out to. Because if I don't even know what I'm saying, dude. I don't know what I'm saying, but it was one of those topics that just got brought up, and I remember talking about this a few years ago, writing about it, getting all emotional as a young man. I'm like, oh, what are we doing? Say no to euthanasia. Not like youth in Asia, say yes to youth and support the youth in Asia, dude, but euthanasia, tricky business, dude. This is like, part of my brain goes to like just seeing pods and people just being, not yet, but the talks are like, it's being proposed right now, it'll be out, it's seems a little bit, seems a little bit scary, because my mind goes to putting people in some sort of an oven, some sort of we've been there before in different forms. I know it's not the same Z's, but you draw parallels and you're like, would Hitler like this? And probably he would. So I don't know where I went with that one, but it's just, we should live life, and I think we're meant to live life well into old age, and that's part of it. You're supposed to get weak. You're supposed to go down with a broken hip, dude. You're supposed to go into the old folks home, do the hanky-panky with Phil over there, Janice and Phil getting down, breaking a couple of hips, and then becoming a burden on their family member. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to go do that. I think. Or something, man. I think we've just all become very, I think the world is, I'm very optimistic, but I think we do need to, just so we have those again. You want to have certain barriers, not barriers, but certain guidelines or little, certain edges, certain little boundaries, so you don't cross certain boundaries, so you don't, because that's the thing, man. It's, over the past year and a half, 2 years, suicides have been on the rise. Deaths due to opiates have been on the rise. Crime's been on the rise, and you don't want to go down a road where, because that's the thing, people, we have our personal psyches, we have our personal mentalities, but then there's the group mentality, there's the group psyche. There are things that become trendy, there are things that become popular in forms of fads or in forms of, what's the next fashionable thing to do, and next thing you know, I don't want it to become something that teenagers start thinking about or young people start thinking about as even considering it as an option, because again, going back to earlier what we said earlier in the pod today, life's all about you grabbing life by the fucking balls and going for it until your last breath. Don't be prematurely cutting your own damn breath unless you're into asphyxiation. Bear with me a few seconds. Asphyxiation. Fuck it. Fucked up a word that beside the point. That's not the point. The point is, you don't want to be going out choking yourself prematurely, is what I'm trying to say, man. Get the most out of life. That's what I'm trying to say. That was... It's going to bother me. Just bear with me a few seconds. It's going to bother me the whole day. Asphyxiation. There we go. No. Asphyxiation. There we go. Asphyxiation. 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 Gosh, what a battle that was. Just your mind, just a word, and the spelling, and anyways, we got off track there for a second. No, but not really. You don't want to just lose oxygen and go out there prematurely, because you're that young buck out there. You're still pushing whatever it is that you're pushing. You're still a lady out there that's young and just full of life, baby. Go out there and get it, whatever it is that you're chasing out there. But yeah, I wonder what you guys think. I know in Canada, I guess we voted on it, so I guess the majority of. But then again, what is who knows how these things get passed, and yeah, it's interesting stuff to think about. Anyways, anywho, love you guys, love you dolls. I'll see you guys back here again on Friday. Go out there and get it, whatever it is that you're after. I'm supporting you 100%, sending everybody out there positive vibes and energy. trying to tickle your membranes from afar. And I know today's episode was probably not the one of the funny ones, but whatever, it is what it is. And we got to learn and grow and do things better together. I'll be back here again on Friday. In the meantime, if you like these videos, if they made you think about anything, if they've helped you in any way, if they've not helped you in any way, go ahead and hit those likes. Thing for me to look at the evolution and be like, okay, cool. It's very little. It's literally baby steps after baby steps, but it is improvement nonetheless. And I look forward to doing it better. And I look forward to adding different components to it. And one day again, once things open up, get on stage, not be deterred by whatever it is, because we can give into any excuses. We can. I was reading a book. It's been recommended. I think I've read it once before, but I needed a refresher, man. And I read 50 pages of it last night. Just give you the name of the book. Bear with me a few seconds. Yeah. It's been recommended to me by many people, wonderful people. 159 pages. I found the PDF online. The War of Art. The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield. I'm on page 50. And talks a lot about resistance in the creative process, the many ways resistance can be an impediment to all of our endeavors, all of our aspirations, and might get in our way of success. And I'm the type that's, always trying to, stay on top of things, always trying to, check myself. Where am I at? What do I need to improve upon? And it was interesting to read this or reread this and reignite a few thoughts, because with this day and age, there's so much information coming in and out. There's so many things to, get your attention and distract you. And resistance, it has, again, this was a refresher for me. It has so many different ways of creeping into your psyche and getting in your way of doing things, whether it's in form of procrastination, whether it's in form of excuses as to why you're not doing whatever it is that you should be doing. And within our heart of hearts, we all know what we should be doing. We all know what and it was a reminder. Whatever that makes you scared is the thing that you should run towards head first. And that's what I'm doing, baby. A lot of things I'd say I've got strengths in different ways, but I'm aware of my weaknesses. I'm aware of my flaws. I'm aware of the things that I need to improve upon. And one of the things is doing the work, putting in whatever the work is. For this portion, for this, what we do here, you and I together, it's a lot of it consists of me coming here, sitting, or going outside, speaking with you guys tuning in, listening. The background work is writing, doing research, reading, trying to learn as many things as possible. For me anyway, this is the way I'm doing. I'm not saying that I've got the recipe or I know what I'm doing and this is literally trial and error, and I hope to just make it better and improve upon it. But the point is that resistance is one of those things that I've probably been familiar with when I was younger. I'm still probably familiar with it right now, but way better at dealing with it, way better at handling it, way better at acknowledging it. I know when to call my own bullshit, especially, I think with age that comes a little bit, some people you don't want to face it. Some people, whatever, and everybody can turn that switch on or off, and it's all up to you. And I'm not trying to, I'm in terms of like quote unquote, standard notions of accomplishment or success. I might not be the best ideal type and I don't want to be that type or anything, but I do want to just kind of, if I can reiterate the notions of, getting behind whatever it is that you want to do 100% and going for it. And that's what I've been doing, man, over the past year and a half, almost 2 years now. Been trying my best, and I'll continue to try my best. And doesn't matter what happens. We're gonna have falls. We're gonna have, we're gonna have good times. We're gonna have bad times. We're gonna keep doing it until it gets better, and we're gonna reach those stages, whatever those stages may be, together. And we're gonna test ourselves. Because how do you know your worth if you're not being tested? And that was, for me, this past weekend, I guess, was an extra test. Maybe I needed that. Probably in hindsight, I needed that, whatever it was. Because it's easy to just be like, okay, I figured it out. I can do this, and the other thing. But what about the unexpected? Because it's easy to just fall into a groove and be like, all right, I got it down. I can do this. As long as everything stays intact the way it is. But as soon as something goes, you know, in the opposite direction, it's a unfavorable circumstance, or again, if, in forms of whatever it may be, an accident, a extra cost here and there, a any sort of trouble that you might run into. You might get into some sort of an argument with somebody that might lead to something else. Always try to just remember the big picture and what your goals and aspirations are, and keep pushing forward. And I don't have the answers, but I know I believe in the process. I believe in doing the work, and sitting down and doing the work makes me feel good, despite the fact that I know this is the writings that I've been writing. Not It's just pouring out, and none of it to my standard, or at least what I've even looked to sit down and write. I'm not sitting down writing 3 pages of jokes. I'm going in there thinking that I'm going to be writing 3 pages of jokes. Next thing you know, it's just 3 pages or 4 pages of my daily life, my routine. But it's cool, it's fine, because at least I know I'm doing the work. And in between those periods, whatever it is, there will be moments where you can extrapolate little teeny tiny nuggets, little gems here and there. And life lessons, man, those are the gems that I look forward to, making it better, learning from them. Not trying to be not trying to be anybody else, just trying to do me, man. Just trying to do me, ladies and gentlemen, and learning along the way. And life's not easy. Life's not supposed to be just a walk in the park. If you've not been challenged, go ahead and challenge yourself in some shape or form. And I'm trying to do that as much as I can on a daily. But this was, again, a wake-up call, a reminder that I need to work even harder. Whatever it is, even harder. Dude, we need to go 7 days a week. We need to go 24 hours a day. Because yes, again, going back to the discussion, I guess halfway through this little talk that we had, I was talking about how in the beginning of the pandy, we had a little discussion. Everybody was like, oh, how do we create that work-life balance? Should we be working 3 days a week or 4 days a week, or shorter hours? I definitely do believe in some sort of a balance, but at the same time, you got to have a little bit of imbalance. I've never seen anybody who's achieved greatness through just working 3 to 4 days a week, or working 2-3 hours a day and calling it a day. I've never seen any. It might happen. I don't know. Maybe you guys know a few people, but I don't know anybody who's been successful in any realm that's gotten there through just taking it easy. I'm not the type to take it easy. I always push myself, and I'm going to continue to do that. But it was another wake-up call that whatever it is that you're doing, it might be fine for the time being, but prepare yourself for those unforeseen events as well. It was a beautiful moment, and I needed to maybe shed those tears, and it made me stronger. Despite that, and we joked about it, but for reals, it did make me stronger, because at the end of the day, I know I can take care of it. At the end of the day, I know that I'm equipped with the tools that I need to make it work. It's just a matter of coming in, putting in the work, doing it, whatever it is, and so be it. We have a little setback, so be it. Fuck it. What are you gonna do? You take it on the chin like a champ that you are, talking to you out there, and you move forward. That's what it is, baby. Because it's a gift, man. Life's a gift. Life's beautiful. Life's precious. Every moment, you want to make as much of it as possible. And I want to expand my wings. I want to just expand my horizon. I want to be able to contribute to myself, to the uplifting of myself and others. And that takes time, that takes effort, that takes hard work and preparation. And it's not going to be there's no blueprint for anybody to, follow out to the T that will guarantee your success and whatever it is. That you're going to have to put your little twist to it. You're going to have to put your flavors in. Somebody can even give you the recipe, but it doesn't even necessarily mean that you're going to follow through and get to wherever it is that you want to get to. You got to carve it out yourself, and that's what I've been doing, and that's what I hope to do and continue to do. So I really appreciate everybody, again, whoever has been with me from the beginning. Thank you. It means a lot. We're a community. We're like a little family, and I hope to be able to be of service somehow. Maybe it's through talking. Maybe if you've got any questions or concerns down the line, if you want to jot it down, if you want to write a little note, if you want to make a video, if you want to comment, if you want to like it, if you want to dislike it, whatever it is, I'm going to try to use it to the best of my ability and improve upon this project. And hopefully when I get on to the next stages of this, it'll be, tools that I've added in my tool belt that I could pull out and use at the time when it's necessary for me to do that. But nonetheless, I don't want anybody getting deterred, whatever it is that you're out there trying to chase. I know it's been a trying time for a lot of people, man. But nonetheless, life is precious. Enjoy every bit of it and keep going until you don't have anything left in the gas tank, and then keep going even after that. Even in whatever it is, just keep going and push hard, because like I said, nobody's going to be giving you out anything. There are no freebies. Nor should there be, for the most part. I do believe in creating and wanting to do this for myself, and hopefully being able to, help be a little piece of the puzzle that puts out, I guess, work. And I believe in getting ahead by merits. That's what I'm trying to say. By doing the work, by showing up, by coming in those days that you can't come in, by coming in and doing the work on those days that you can come in, but coming in and doing it. Because again, this is probably going back to a portion of the reading that I've been doing. That's the difference for me, getting into comedy, wanting to get into comedy, wanting to get into storytelling. I've done it because there's a genuine love for comedy. There's a genuine love for storytellers, the guys and the dolls who've been doing it, whoever's doing it on different stages, on different levels. There's that love for it, but there's also again, going back to the reading, the professional. The professional has got more respect for, and I gotta push myself to be that professional who comes in and does the work. And I've been doing it, but I wanted, it's important to me. It's very important to me. And I don't care about the ultimate outcome. My focus is in the moment and taking those steps. It might seem repetitive. It might seem redundant to some, but I know there is. I believe in the method. I believe that, and there's a little bit of a madness to the method, right? There's a little bit of a madness when you're sure whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you're into, again, martial arts. Go in every day, practice that kick. You go in every day, practice that punch. To somebody that's not in your head or in your world, they might be looking at you like, why is this guy throwing out the same number of punches in the same way? He's been doing it for several months, even years now. But little by little, you notice those little improvements. Little by little, you feel more comfortable in those situations. And, whenever the time comes for you to actually use those tools, you've been polishing, you've been sharpening, you've been shadow boxing, you're ready to go. That's what it is, baby. And that's life. Every day you should be prepping. Every day you should be working. And again, I'm saying these things out loud mostly so I hear it myself. I've written it down. I've been thinking about it throughout my entire life. I've never really been the type to be like, I'm always holding myself accountable for every circumstance. There is no other person, no other individual that's going to dictate my overall being and well-being and overall frame of thought. Nobody's responsible. It's just you and you alone, in terms of not alone in terms of, again, not being a part of a community, it's not about that. It's about, what do you expect of yourself? What do you want from your life? And whatever it is that you want, if you want good things, if you want great things, you got to take those steps. Nobody's going to take those steps for you. And maybe I'm saying these things to just, again, reiterate these notions of never really giving up, never being deterred. And maybe it needs to be said several times for it to sink in. Maybe it needs to be written down, and I've done that. Maybe it needs to be read. Maybe it needs to be thought about. But it's reality, man. If you want great things, if you want good, then not talking about, everybody's got different notions of what it means to have great things. And I'm not talking about, I'm not, for those of you who've been with me, I'm not a materialistic person. I don't really care for the glitz and the glamour of things. I mostly care about being able to do what I want to do and use because everybody's got different gifts and everybody's got different strengths and talents, and maybe not even one or two, It's just, how do you play those cards? And not everybody, some people, it's very rare that you'll end up with, hand of cards that's all aces or all, high cards, Sometimes you might end up with an ace and then a 2, a 4, and a 5, How do you utilize those trump cards? How do you utilize those cards that are advantageous? And how do you use those cards that are not so advantageous, Because that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, we all get a hand of cards. And you got to play your cards, baby. You got to put it all on the table and go all in and see what the outcome is. And then, hey man, before you know it, time goes by. Brand new cards, brand new. We got a new dealer in the house, baby. Time to shuffle the dealer. Time to shuffle a brand new deck of cards. And that's what it is. I'm very optimistic. I'm very hopeful. I'm very thankful for a lot of things. And it just made me, it was a little as if life just grabbed me by the shoulders and just gave me a little smack in the face. Maybe I needed that, It's so easy to just be like, well, we've come this far and whatever it is, I'm not gonna give up on pursuing comedy and wanting to get on a stage and perform until it happens, and even that will not satisfy me until I get fucking good at it and really great at it. I'm not gonna quit. That's just what it is. I'm not gonna quit. And I'm not gonna let circumstances determine my outcome. I'm not gonna let anything deter me from my dreams, from my aspirations, because each and every one of us, I believe this, truly, I really do believe this, each and every one of us, we've got something within us that's incredible. Maybe it's that you got that spirit in you, whether it's that, it's just, do you wanna let it shine? Whatever it is. Some people are really in you. Some people get to know their gifts and strengths from an early age. Some people have different gifts and strengths, but a lot of people go in life not recognizing those strengths and utilizing it. And for me, why is it important for me to succeed in this? It's because I think overall, whatever it, I've never been the type that's gone, all aces throughout, but I've had a few aces. I've had a few opportunities. Buttons, subscribe on YouTube, and check out Patreon as well. Talk about it like it's hotcakes and drugs, and I'll be back here again on Friday. In the meantime, stay safe, have fun, everybody. Peace out.